So from a federal standpoint, are there some? I mean, there are some things that are supposed to be in place, but is there, for example, when I was hired at will, and that basically means that I'm there at the as much as the company wants me to be there, but I don't necessarily have recourse per se if they decide to terminate me. And I don't know if that's something that goes across all different states or how that works.
So I'm going to say the floor in that analysis is, what does Title VII to the United States Code say about that thing?
Hmm.
Because states can increase rights, but they can't go below the floor of the federal offer. And so that would be things like, um, you have the right to be free of discrimination and retaliation. Most jurisdictions, I'll say all, will have an at will type of approach. And the thing is, I say to people, they don't sort of get it necessarily philosophically because they're having a very specific problem. But what I say is, at will protects the worker also. Because can you imagine if you decided you wanted to leave because you didn't like the conditions at the place and you found someplace else, having the boss turn around and say, wait a minute, you can't leave because this jurisdiction says you're indentured or something like that. That would not work well. So the at will is really when you decide you want to leave, they can't stop you. If they decide they want you to leave, you can't stop them except if their reason is unlawful. When I say unlawful, I don't mean criminal. I
Hmm.
mean there's a civil, uh, a public policy that says don't discriminate against people based on race, national origin, religion, etc. And if they raise the issue to you, don't retaliate against them either. So if you come forward and say, I think there's racial uh, disparity going on here or gender, and the boss says, oh, don't worry, we will investigate that completely. And they go, oh, and by the way, gather your things, we're escorting you out. That's retaliation. So that's also federally protected as well as in New Jersey. New Jersey has a statute. We call it the LAD, the Law Against Discrimination. It does a lot of what the federal law does. It actually goes further in terms of certain protection.